Everybody, how you doing? I'm Victor Brooks and welcome to the Victor Brooks Show Instagram Indie Fam series. Thank you all so much every time you take your time to come on here every Sunday at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, that we can bring you artists. And you know our mission here is that here we focus on the artist and their journey. And I see you lining up. Come on in here, y'all. We have an incredible show for you today. Johnny Wilson, Chi-Town's finest. How you doing, my brother? Love you. Keir Thomas, Memphis, Tennessee. Much love and much respect. Bobby Wilson. Come on, y'all. Mr. Las Vegas himself. When you see this name here, Bobby Wilson, please, when you are in Vegas, go to the Bobby Wilson show. You will not be disappointed. Much love and much respect to you, brother Bobby Wilson, for what you're doing through your artistry. And I'd love to have you on this format. Bobby joined us on my Facebook Live show, the Victor Brooks Show Facebook Live, with an incredibly inspiring story of his journey and his artistry. And I know that your journey in artistry, brother Bobby, would inspire so many here on our format at the Instagram show. Van Jones, thank you so much for coming through. Appreciate you. 17 at 7 out of Saint-Denis, France. Thank you, Sister Astrid, for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, follow 17 at 7. 17 at 7, Astrid and her crew there are doing incredible things and have been doing incredible things with artistry and the artist and providing the format for some fantastic artists over there. You know, I as I always say, I thank you for those of you all who are able to join us live on the times that I mentioned, Sundays at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock p.m. Sometimes we have additional shows, depending on the scheduling. But our biggest audience is with the IGTV recording for people who can't join us live. This is a Sunday, you know, and this is the day when it's to yourself what you are able to do and have and take your time with, you know. So we thank you once again if you can join us live. If not, we thank those of you who are watching the recorded here on IGTV or on the feed as well. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are so excited for, number one, for this format. This is a passion of mine. Being an artist myself, I know that artistry in itself is a mission. You know, it took me a while to understand that and feel that and know what it is that I must do with my artistry. And bringing other artists on and making the world as best we can in this format aware of other independent artists or artists themselves. It's a blessing to me. It's a positive to me to be able to lend a format as long as we can and as long as we feel that that need is being fulfilled, to be able to bring these artists to you, to view, to maybe you found your next new favorite singer, your next new favorite songwriter, you know. Bettinha, Rio de Janeiro, muito obrigado. Minha amiga carioca, muito obrigada por seu tempo hoje. Thank you for your time today, Bettinha. But you know, we've been, when I say we, I'm talking about the community of Indie Fam and Positivity Posse. Positivity Posse, you know, we always believe that there's, in these 24 hours, there's a blessing to count. There's something that we can smile about. It's not easy every day. We have ups, we have downs, you know. We have things that set us back as far as our smiles and positivities are concerned. But there's always a blessing to count, and especially when it's delivered through the arts, you know. And that's why we thank you again for those that can join live. If you can't join live, we thank you all who are watching on the recorded. My brother Javon Pearson, ladies and gentlemen, one of the originators of what we know as black comedy since the 90s. We thank you. Thank you, Javon, for your creativity, your artistry of comedy, man, and what you've developed over the years. Thank you for joining us today. Fabio, my brother. How you doing, man? Fabio, my brother out of Argentina. Argentina's in the house, man. Oh, hey, Fabio, thank you for what you're doing for the world, man. I've been watching what you've been presenting and the artists that you've been relaying to me as well. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. You all, follow these pages of our people, our other indie fan members who take the time to join us, and follow their pages, such as Fabio Fabri out of Argentina, who's doing things there with artistry himself of introducing artists. Follow Javon Pearson, y'all. Javon Pearson, as we know, goes all the way back as one of the original black comedy creators of Comic View, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as a writer. His history is just immense. And thank you, my brother Jay, for coming on here today, taking your time. But follow his page. Go see. Here at the Victor Brooks Show, we believe in sharing. We believe in helping. We believe in support. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason, the main reason of me developing this particular format, is to show support, artist to artist, There's a lot of hate out here, There's a lot of hate going on. And, but when we have that, that moment in our lifetime when we can help somebody else, that's what it's all about, especially in the arena of artistry, y'all. And once again, thank you. Mi família de brasileiro, muito obrigado por seu tempo hoje. Thank you for your time today. I see you there. And once again, all of you all who are able to join us live, thank you so much for taking your time today. But we know our biggest audience is on the recorded. And those of you all who are watching this via the recording time, or the recorded episode, thank you, because you didn't have to take your time. But we are dedicated to bring you artists that you may not know, but millions others may know this artist. But the fact that you're able, one or two or few or many can be introduced to another artist. That's what it's all about, Indie Fam. We're Indie Fam. That's why I call it Indie Fam, because we're a family of artists. You dig? We may not agree on certain things. We may not stand eye to eye on certain things, but one thing we do stand eye to eye on is the importance of artistry, the importance of what our artistry must do, not needs to do, but must do for the world as artists. Our individual histories, our individual up and downs in our life, artists, that's what we write about. That's our inspiration of what it is that we do. And this is what the world needs. Every time there was a war in history, some artist wrote a song or painted a picture, you dig? And every time there was something positive or negative in this lifetime, artistry was there. And it takes our lifetimes to be able to live through some things. I remember Little Richard, as I affectionately call him Uncle Richard, used to say, Victor, you gotta go through it to get to it. And that's the truth, y'all. And today's guest, when I see our brother Thomas Ware line up here, he may be on, but our guest today, an incredibly inspiring story. I can't wait for you to hear it. I can't wait for you to experience Thomas Ware's story. The honesty, the realism from this brother's heart. And then he puts it perfectly into his artistry, into his musical presentation, into his productions, into his lyrics, and into his day-to-day. It's a part of who he is. And that's the essence of artistry. Let me look on here to see if our brother has shown up. Twin Walker, my brother, Miami, Florida. Thank you, man. Thank you for joining us. So many. Marcia Vettucci, brasileira, muito obrigado. Barry Carroll Music. Ladies and gentlemen, follow Barry Carroll Music. This gentleman's music and artistry, I was just introduced to it in the past couple of weeks, and it is phenomenal. It's real. It's original. It's what we need. You dig? It's more of what we need, you know? And sometimes what we need is not always going to be like we used to say, you know, clouds and fluff and roses. Sometimes we need this. But whatever it is that we need, artistry will take us there. And when you follow Barry Carroll's music page, you'll understand what I'm saying. Much respect, Barry. Who else do we have? Sylvia Oliveira, mi amiga. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Oh, I see. There we go. Thank you so much, Brother Thomas. We are going to get right into this. And ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, I'm going to press this button and we're going to welcome Thomas Ware coming to us live, ladies and gentlemen, from Orlando, Florida. Let me click this. Start this out today. Hopefully I did it correctly. Brother Thomas Ware, how are you, sir?
How you doing, brother? I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Too blessed to be stressed, brother. That's what I say.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Just the fact that you took your time, man. I know your schedule is incredibly packed because of what you're doing and how you're doing it, man. And the fact you took your time to come and talk to your new indie fam and Positivity Posse. Thank you, brother.
Hey, I thank you so much for just inviting me on and just making me a part of the fam, man. I appreciate what you do for all of the artists, man. It's to be something that's it should be noted and it should be celebrated, I would say. Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And as you see, man, and we're very open format during this time. If you see somebody lining up that's giving you some love, shout them out if you want to, man. This is what it's all about. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're coming at us live from Orlando, Florida right now, right?
Yes, Orlando, Florida is my marking place. Absolutely.
Now, is this where you were born and raised? This is where your journey started?
So I'm outside of Orlando. A small town called Groveland is where my journey started. I eventually moved into Orlando because that's the big city close to us. So, you know, every young person, man, when they finally get their wings a little bit, they take off from the nest, you know, and that's exactly where I went to Orlando. Yeah.
Out of sight. Now, you know what? You just said something that I know the Spirit's working, man, because where you just went right now was where I was going to go. You said when your journey started, man, and you said when you left the nest. Brother, your story, the more research I've been doing on the Thomas Ware story and journey, it's incredible, man. It's inspiring. What is it when, let me start here, Brother Thomas, the Retired Sinners Club, that in itself, man, could you break that down for us?
Okay, so Retired Sinners Club, that's a clothing line that I'm pushing and it's really the reason why I made that clothing line, Retired Sinners Club. You know, that for me, it's like, you know, so many times we consider, you know, we talk about salvation and we talk about God. And I just feel like, man, sometimes it's so tight knit when we talk about it, as if though it takes a certain look, it takes a certain thing to be a believer. I believe that the Retired Sinners Club is that urban feel that actually represents this. My boots are hung up. But it don't make me perfect in every way, but my boots are hung up. You know what I mean? I'm trying to change. But it's that, you know, it's that circle of brothers that lift each other, brothers and sisters, you know? Yeah.
Oh, brother, don't stop there, man. Right there.
Okay, okay.
That's the message for the world. That's the message for
you know. Yeah, because you know it's like we need each other in order to do it, and that's why it's called the Retired Sinners Club. Like we retire from a lot of the dirt that we've done, but man, I tell you, man, it takes a club, it takes a circle to really uphold each other and hold each other accountable for things. You know what I'm saying? Especially brothers, man. We got to hold each other accountable so that we can say, look, man, I know you're walking a different path in life. I know you're trying to leave the dope game alone. I know you're trying to leave this alone, that alone. But look, I'm here. I can give you an ear. You know what I'm saying? I give you some advice, give somebody else some wisdom if you live through it. So we can just lift each other up and keep each other strong. I think that's what's very important.
Come on, brother. I mean, that's what, and to me, To me, Brother Thomas, that's the essence of a messenger, especially the essence of a messenger of God's message, man. To me,
Yes,
that's what it is.
yes,
You know,
yeah, yes,
it's
yeah,
everything, and that's why that retired sinners club just jumped out on me, man. And the more I started telling people about it, I said, "Hey, y'all, check this out." Retired Sinners Club. This brother's doing this and the message he's doing that. Because I believe in spreading the word,
yeah.
meaning if there's a positive message that anyone's giving positively, I believe in spreading that word, man.
Yeah, yeah. One of the things with I'm a pastor, so and
Okay.
one thing that happens with me is this. I realized something. Just because God came into my life to change me does not mean that I forgot who I was before. And so
Yeah.
for me, that's very important because when I think about others that are struggling in different areas in
Yes.
life,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of people really want to know about God, but really, man has put up so many barriers to what it should look like, what it should feel like, what it should sound like. And so even with my music, the way I transfer the message is really like from a realistic state. You know what I'm saying? I want to be
Yeah.
real at the end of the day. I don't want
Yeah.
to come preach to you
Yeah.
in a dignified manner, and then I go home and I talk with slang. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? I
Gotcha.
am who I am. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And even the music, I didn't forget about the sound of the street, the sound of the beat and everything else. I love the beat. I love the ruggedness of it. So I do a little bit of everything when it comes to my texture of singing, but I just love to stay rooted and grounded in what I know. And so there's a lot of people that also can connect to that really they're part of that retired sinners club clique
Gotcha.
where it's
Gotcha.
like, look, bro, I'm still driving around inside of my drop top.
Okay.
I still got
Yeah.
bass in my car, and I'm still, you know what I'm saying? I
Gotcha.
still live a little bit, you know what I mean? But at
Yeah.
the same time,
Yeah.
we know God, so a
There
lot of
you go.
things have changed in our life, but at the same time, we are not dead completely to living itself. You know what I'm saying? So
I got you.
so I
You
wanted to be
know,
relatable, man.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
relatable plus, man. Take us back to your artistic journey, brother. When did you know artistry was a part of the Thomas Ware journey?
Well, I was raised up in a house filled with singers. So my family, the family comes from the Ruffin side and the Ware side. David Ruffin is my first cousin, and my that
Wow.
that whole Ruffin side are singers, like all
Okay.
singers. And my
Mhm.
father was a singer on the Ware side, and he just blended this whole thing. God just put a big musical family together. So I grew up in a house
Gotcha.
filled with pianos, guitars, and drum sets, everything inside the home.
Yeah.
So it was music every day. So I started writing and singing about the age of 5.
Okay.
So if you just think about, I've been writing since then. I've been singing since
Wow.
then. I've been inspired with music since then. I got into I started singing in nightclubs. Then I went from in Tampa, and then from singing in nightclubs, I got my first deal when I signed a deal over in when I moved into Orlando. And that was with a group called Paraphernalia at the time. It was a rapping group. I was the rapper slash singer in the group.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so we went on tour with different groups like Outkast, MJG 8 Ball, Eve,
Wow.
Ja Rule. We were out on the stages and we graced a lot of stages with those guys. Got my chance to get my first major deal as the group. And Jazzy Faye offered us a deal, and the manager we had at the time tried to get more money and more money out of it, and he ended up making what was called Nappy Roots, the group Nappy
Okay.
Roots,
Yes.
which was an
Yes.
exact replica of what we were, the rappers and one singer. So that's
Okay.
exactly where and after that, you know what I'm saying, I kind of left music, moved to New York, got in the rap scene in New York, felt the vibes there, and man, I tell you, from there, man, my life has just been music. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know nothing else more than music. So when I came back, the way I got back into Christianity, into the church field of things, after I had lived for a long time out in the world doing everything I could possibly do, I just came
Mhm.
to like a come to God moment. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and I had a moment of like a real encounter with God, and that just changed my way of thinking completely.
Out of sight, brother. Much respect. Much
Yeah.
respect on that, man. And even right now, much respect for your honesty, because I
Yeah.
know for so many who will be watching this on the recorded, it's inspiring, man. It's
Yeah.
inspiring. And when I listen to your lyrics, let me. I have a couple. I have one here that says, "And it might not look good now, but I know it will. It's working for you. Good. You are gonna win." You dig?
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
man. That's
Yeah.
inspiring again. When did
Yeah.
you taking you've been honest about saying that the life you were living before I can say the church or before Christianity or before, the life now. Uh was it rough on that transition to say, you know what, should I put the essence of this in my artistry now, or was it a mission to say this is what I have to do?
I believe it was a mission, and I'll just give you a little recap on my lifestyle. So,
Okay.
I was pretty popular. So in the adult game, it's like, you got cars, you got money, you
Yeah.
do music, you're in the club scene, always in VIP, always throwing money in the VIP. It was that lifestyle, man. And so, but what happened in my transition first, I remember going to do a sale to someone. It was a large sale, and it took a while for the individual to get there. And
Mhm.
I heard God for the first time tell me to
Mm.
leave, and I did not leave. So then I kept waiting because I really wanted this money before it was Friday night.
I got you. I
It was
got you.
Friday
I got
night.
you.
So
Got
at
you.
this point, the young man walked up to the car. When he walked up to the car, I heard God speak to me again. And it's clear as day said, he has a gun.
Mm.
Leave. I did not leave. I let him in the car. So he got in the car. We talked for a few seconds. I took my eyes off of him for one moment. And when I looked back around, it was a 45 pistol pointed in my face. So when I looked at him, all I could whisper under my voice was, "My God." That's all I knew. And when I did that, he began to look around in the car as if he heard voices. And he jumped out of the car and ran.
Mm.
That completely shifted my thought process of how
Yeah.
real God really was. And so
Mhm.
without harm, without anything, he ran. So I tell you,
Mm.
man, when after that happened to me, it wasn't long after that. I was in my apartment, and I don't know where this Bible came from, but there was a Bible in my closet out of nowhere. I don't know where this Bible came from, but I began to read it. I was drawn to read Ecclesiastes, and it talks about vanity and talks about all the things you can gather, all the riches or whatever. But at the end of the day, you're going to leave it, and somebody else is going to have it. And so I kept reading this, and slowly it just began to just melt everything about my heart that was stony and the things that made me really just push for the streets so much. So when it came to my music, I knew that God had called me for a reason and for a purpose. I always drew people. It wasn't hard for me to get followers. It wasn't hard for me to recruit people in the street. So at this point, it was a total transition that God had a purpose for me even then. That purpose was in me then, but I was using it for all the wrong reasons. So
Gotcha.
now, coming over into following God, it started to begin to show me exactly what my gift was for.
Wow.
So I had to
Right
use
on,
it
my
for
brother.
purpose. Yeah.
Indie fam, let me tell y'all something. I told you, didn't I? I told you. This story of Thomas Ware is inspiring. And I know so many of you who are going to watch this. And thank you. Please keep sending those direct messages to me, y'all. Please keep doing that. I love it when I listen, when I read your messages back, Indie Fam and Positivity Posse, and you say, that portion of this episode that this artist said, I applied it here, and now I feel better about this, or this answered a question for me here. When I started to look into the story, y'all, of this brother here, Thomas Ware, I said, if he would agree to come on, this is what we need as well. Everything you're hearing now, your artistry is who you are. Give some
Yeah.
advice, please, Brother Thomas, to the artists out here about
Yeah.
the importance of their artistry, brother.
Absolutely. I believe the most important portion of your artistry is this. You must realize that the artistry is a gift. That's number one. It's not something that you learned how to do, not something that somebody just taught you and you went through all this string of stuff. It was in you from birth. It was a gift from birth, from God, for you to have this artistry. Now, understand that platforms and your voice is power. Understand that whatever message you decide to put out, you are influencers in of every degree. You'll always influence someone. Use your gift and your artistry to influence positivity in people, to influence people that this treasure that's in earthen vessels, that this treasure can be used in a great way that can actually help our people and be inspired to do better and not worse in our communities. I think that that is the key to our artistry.
Oh, out of sight, man. The key to the artistry. It's just who we are. It's just what we were born to do.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and there
yeah,
are many. I see the comments of saying, "Yes, sir." Well, I don't. It's touching a nerve. Who? Let me say this. I believe there's a point in my life, and this is where I definitely can identify with you, brother. Where
yeah,
I had to make that that change, that understanding of what's really important in life. You know, and I, as an artist, going all the way back to the early 80s when I first started getting into this whole thing of the essence of music industry or what have you, call
right,
myself a dinosaur, but positively a dinosaur, seeing the industry change, you know, uh,
right,
calling Memphis, Tennessee home. And then I moved to LA in 84 and then start seeing a whole nother thing of this
yeah,
industry and this side of it. The ups, the downs, the insides and outs, things that could just tear your heart out versus things that could make you feel on top of the world, as you just mentioned. In your journey of taking your positive artistry and your real message of, I'm going to say, testimony through your art,
yeah.
what have you noticed or felt, brother, within the inspirational realm of the entertainment industry? Some people say, don't call gospel music entertainment. You know, you have certain things that are sketchy or sensitive to different
Right.
arenas. But first of all, do you call your artistry gospel? Do you have a label for it? Is it inspirational? Is it this or what? And what is that community like?
And that's so difficult for me because, you know, the truth is I can't really, I don't like to call myself a gospel artist. I like to call myself an artist that sings the gospel. That's what I am.
Okay.
I'm an
Okay.
artist that
Got you.
sings the gospel. So that takes me out of the realm of just saying I'm this type of gospel style of singing
Yeah.
or just this type of inspiration singing. Because at the end of the day, all of the message I believe is all of singing is a form of entertainment. But when you sing with the purpose of the gospel, it actually is entertainment with a purpose. You know
Got
what I
you.
mean? It has
Mhm.
a focus point. And
Mhm.
I believe that's the thing because entertain doesn't just mean dance. It doesn't just mean, feel
Yeah.
good, but it takes you on a journey. It entertains, it takes the mentality, your mind somewhere. So I just call myself, I'm a singer. I sing gospel music, and that's what I do. But I don't like to just label it gospel because it can fit in inspiration, it could fit in gospel, it could fit in CCM portion of Christianity music. So it's really just depending on which song you listen to. I'm a writer, so I write songs that are very rugged in the gospel, and I write songs that are more worship like in the gospel. So it just really depends on which song you pick, because even in the industry of the gospel industry, you're most of the time asked to decide whether or not you're going to sing a certain type of sound in gospel. Whether it's gonna just be a worship singer, or are you gonna sing more gospel filled with soul and ballad? So you're kind of like, it's one of those things, and I think that's the beauty of the social media networks and all of the DSPs or the digital platforms. I believe that that's very important because now it takes off those cuffs where an artist can just create the next new sound they want and release it to their audience instead of saying, hey, I got to put a whole album together that sounds like this, so I think that's the awesome thing about, this digital new phase that we're going through. I think it's beautiful.
Man, you just hit it on the head because a lot of us, and the reason I wanted to do this format once again is because artist to artist, we can speak the same language. We understand certain things that just another artist would understand.
Right.
And what you just hit on, especially as independent artists who are
Yeah.
watching this and who get in touch,
Yes.
what you just said is so valuable right now. The
Yes.
importance of being able to be who you are. Now, it would blow probably some people's minds that in the gospel or inspirational realm, that there is a thing of, let me ask this first, the unity of gospel the Christian artist, the artist itself. We go to church, we see everybody worshiping together. Brother, I love you. What you got? I'm a PK, okay? So I know, and Memphis, Tennessee PK. So I know, is the Christian gospel industry as unified, or is it just like the other, as we used to say in church, worldly entertainment industry? Are there crabs in the barrel? Are we helping each other out?
Well, let me say this. There are some artists that are unified. There are some artists that don't have an issue with getting with other artists and putting together things together, singing together, even featuring together. I will tell you this, man. When I first came into the music arena of the gospel, I had this moment where you just feel like life is bliss. So let me just walk up to these different gospel artists because we're in the same war right now. We're on the same path of belief. So I rolled up on a couple of different names. I won't say the names, but some big names. And this was before I ever started breaking through with my voice at all, with people knowing that I sing so much. And I had this demo. I walked up to one of the artists, gave them my demo. He threw it across the table. And one of the people that was sitting with him was like, you know what, just give me one. And it was like, that moment was like one of those moments like, wow. Like, I held that artist, and it happened more than once. Another artist I walked up to, I just asked for a picture. And the artist was like, nah, I don't do pictures. And then a few moments later, I seen her come around the corner and people walk up to her, hey, can I get a picture? She's like, yeah, I'll take a picture. And I'm like, wow, what's going on? What's really going on? So yes, it's a lot of what you see. You can't always take it for what it looks like. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we have to just remember that these are people. Everybody that does gospel music is not necessarily a believer or a Christian like lifestyle follower. Really, a lot of times they do attach to it for the entertainment and for the financial part of it, because they can do a certain thing well, like sing or whatever it may be. For me, what I try to do is I try my best to like just do the best job I can do with my integrity and make sure that I live up to what I preach, so that hopefully even some of them might be able to say, you know what I'm saying, maybe I need to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I need to change. Maybe it is possible to actually live what you preach. You know what I mean? So yeah, just to answer your question, my brother, yes, it is one of those areas where you find fault a lot. You'll find a lot of faults of men a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what, brother? Much respect on you. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, when you follow Thomas Ware's page, you are going to get honesty personified. And that's what it is. You're going to get real and advice, real life experiences from his life, a point of view that he shares and just overwhelmingly shares. Which is what gave me that first respect. And then when I heard Thomas Ware y'all's voice and his artistry and his production, that even further deepened that respect for the awareness of it all. You dig?
Okay.
So follow the page, y'all. Follow the page. And you artists, because I know we have a lot of younger artists who are starting to come on here, 18, 17, who are watching on our recorded and some live, Brother Ware. What you're giving them right now, man, is priceless advice, man. It's real
Yeah.
advice. And it also lets them know that everybody's human. You're an artist, but you're a human being. We can't
Yeah.
judge nobody. We keep on
Right.
keeping them. Like Brother
Right.
Thomas just said, it doesn't
Yeah.
hinder your movement.
Right.
Ah, thank
Right.
you, man. Thank you,
Yeah.
brother.
Amen.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you
which,
know what? You
yeah.
know, if you wouldn't mind, man, do you have something that you could give us today, man, artistically today?
Yeah, I prepared to sing my latest single called Love Me to Death.
Okay.
And this song is actually out now nationally. Um, so it's playing on stations all over the United States. I know that Kurt
Congratulations.
Franklin Praise just added it. And a lot of FM stations are picking it up, man. So you kind of
Yes.
caught me on the verge of the shift. So the
Oh,
breakthrough,
man.
yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. So the breakthrough just came through here, man. So please, let anybody that's looking, yeah, go check me out. On my website is chmg.vip, and I'm gonna sing this song for you all. Love Me to Death. So I hope it's not too loud for you all, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay. All right. You love me to death. You gave your life for me. I didn't deserve it. You thought I was worth it. Way back on Calvary, you died to set me free. I didn't deserve it. You thought I was worth it. You love me to death. Oh, oh, Jesus. You laid down your crown, stepped out of eternity into mortality just to save me. You took the shame from my guilt and pain, and I didn't deserve it. You thought I was worth it. You loved me to death. You love me to death. You gave your life for me. I didn't deserve it. You thought I was worth it. Way back on Calvary, you died to set me free. I didn't deserve it. You thought that I was worth it. You love me to death. You love me to death. Hey, you gave your life for me. I didn't deserve it. You thought I was worth it. Way back on Calvary, oh, you set me free. And I didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve it. You thought I was worth it. I could have lost my mind, but I didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve it. Oh, you love me today. You love me, God. I thank you for your grace, oh God, for everything that you've done for me. I thank you. I thank you, Lord. I thank you, Jesus. Yeah. You love me to death. Oh, my brother. Yes, sir. Praise God. Praise God. That's the new song. And I'm hoping that I hope it touched some people, man. And just like really, it just gives us a picture that God has done so much for us. And, this gift that we have, man, we owe it back. You know what I'm saying? Not and just be keepers and brothers of one another, that we look out for one another through our gift. You know what I mean? So this world needs positivity, my brother. What you do with this show, being positive and really sharing this among people, man, I believe that even your life, man, is going to be blessed beyond measure. You haven't seen the beginning of what God is going to do with your podcast and the show that you're doing, man. You're going to reach so many people. It goes so far beyond Instagram. I really believe that, man. And I'm just calling that blessing on your life, man. I can see it happening. So God bless you, brother, man. Thank you so much.
Lord have mercy. Thomas Ware. Brother, that's what we needed. That's what we need. Indie fam, let me tell y'all something. The power of artistry was given to the world by the Creator. I choose to say by God, to do exactly what Thomas Ware just gave to us today, y'all. And I'm going to speak to my Indie fam and Positivity Posse in the third person of our brother Thomas Ware, our new member of the Indie fam and Positivity Posse. And what just happened now, and as you know, Victor Brooks, if you ever watched my Facebook Live show, I was raised that a man will shed a tear to wash his soul. So I don't mind shedding my tear when it comes to this heart. And when you hear words that were just delivered, first of all, written of the song of Brother Thomas Ware, You Love Me to Death, and then delivered and sung in the way that it was given by Brother Thomas Ware. This is what artistry is about, y'all. Your artistry touches the soul. Never think that your artistry is less than because it's just different than. Your artistry is not less than, it's different than. And your words, your journey, what you have to deliver, if you want to take that picture, tell that story through that picture. If you want to have that dance routine, give your message to that dance routine, y'all, because it will touch the soul just like Brother Thomas Ware just touched mine. And I know so many and millions of others who already know the Thomas Ware-ness of it all before this format was developed. Thank you, Brother Thomas Ware. You're a blessing, man.
Thank you for having me, brother. You are a blessing as well. You are a blessing, man. Thank you so much.
You got it, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to sign off because there's so much of this goodness going on. You dig what's happening here that it's working. But Brother Thomas, would you please keep us aware of any other releases, anything that you're doing, brother? We want, as the Indie fam, to continue to push it and support it, man.
I will do that. I will do that. Love you guys. Also, I see the comments and everything. I couldn't call everybody's name, but I just want to say I love you guys too. Thank you so much.
You got it. Peace and blessings, my brother.
Peace out. All right.
You got it. Hey, y'all. Come on now. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. It's about that in its essence. We have just experienced once again the power of artistry, the power of what it is to be an artist. Whatever your artistic expression is, I don't care if one person, two people, millions of people are experiencing it. Give it to us. Give it to us, because you know what happens? When you give it to us, it's something about art, y'all. When the artist gives it to the world, it feeds us. Can you dig it? It feeds us as well. Do you tell us your experience through your art? Give us your pain through your art. Give us your happiness through your art. Life is about negativity and positivity. That's life. But it depends on the one that we feed. And when you feed us your artistry and give us who you are through your journey, no matter what your creative source is, y'all, that's what the world needs. Oh, my goodness. Artist, I love you. I love my family of artists around the world, because there's nothing like an artist. There's nothing like what we can deliver and give to the world through who we are. Keep on keeping on, y'all. And once again, go follow Thomas Ware here on Instagram. He's given us his website. The new single that he just gave us, "You Love Me to Death." Oh my goodness. Come on. Get it, buy it, download it, support it, because I know you felt it like I felt it today. Share this with the world. And like I always say, y'all, come on back and get some of this positivity on you. Take a bath in it, take a shower in it, scuba dive in it, skinny dip in it if you want to. But the main thing is jump in that pool of positivity. And when you come out, sprinkle it on as many people as you can, because that's what it's all about. I love you. And I'll see you next time on the Victor